What's going on, guys? My name's Doc, and I have awesome news. If you watched my last video, titled Nervousness, you know that I went for my license today. And, nigga, we made it. We made it. I got my license. But the whole story behind it's the funny part. I thought I'd fail. Alright, so we had this dude, right? The, test giver guy. We'll just call him, Bobby, I guess. Yeah, Bobby. Because I don't want to put real names in case for some reason he enjoys Call of Duty montages and such and videos and all that good shit. But yeah, so Bobby, right, is pretty tall guy. He's got like that 5 o'clock shadow. He was late, kind of in a pissy mood. Bobby was he had to get his car inspected. He was late. He was in a pretty bad mood, to say the least. He had actually failed the 2 girls that went before my driving school went, which they both passed. They went together, and I sat on the curb for literally what seemed like 2 hours, and I was the last one to go. And generally, when you're the last one to go, little known fact, you're gonna want to go either first or second, because first, if you have the instructors that are instructors similar to what I had that know the the testers, they'll be able to talk for the first lesson, maybe even the second or the first test, and sometimes the second. And generally, by the time you hit the 3rd or 4th lesson, test, they're kind of done. They want to move on with their day. They're pretty disappointed in what's up, homie. Big thing is though, so yeah, they all pull up. They're both really happy that they passed. I know that they shouldn't have passed. He was passing us for some like very nice reason. He was in a good mood, I guess. He felt bad that he was late and we were all chilling. Some girl hit the curb parallel parking. That's an instant failure most of the time. Guess what? She passed. So, at least to say, you know, I felt pretty confident. I've been driving for a while now. I felt like I could do it. No problem. It was my turn to go, and I was pretty ready, pretty excited, a little nervous, of course. What really got to me was the fact that I had to wait alone, so there was no one to talk to, so I just got inside of my own head, and I psyched myself out, you know, all this stuff that I was doing. But I went over everything by myself. Since I was the only one there, I was completely alone. I kind of went over, you know, 3-point turns, you gotta blinker, blind spot, this. So Bobby pulls up, you know, they wave me over, the guy's in the back of the car just chilling, he's whipping. Not the instructor, the teacher. Which, yeah, I'm pretty excited, you know, a little nervous, usual stuff. I get in the car, adjust my mirrors, buckle up, all that stuff. He goes over my paperwork, make sure we're all the legals and such, and I was ready to go. I was like, let's get it done, man, let's go. He was a pretty nice guy, I'm not gonna lie. He wasn't being a dick, and I'm really happy about that, because a lot of different instructors would have failed me for little mistakes I made here and there. The big thing was, there was only one actual mistake I made, but you know, since we're new drivers, generally you'll get nervous, you'll think, oh, he's not stopping, he's gonna hit this car in front. You know, I'm ready. He goes, are you ready to go? I check my mirrors one last time. Yes, I am. Blinker. We're in a parking lot. He goes, drive right out the front of this parking lot spot. And I was like, alright. So, you know, blinker, blind spot, drive. I start going. All of a sudden, this minivan's like probably 30 or 40 feet behind us. I pull out in front of it. Bobby's like, whoa, dude, you cut that minivan off. And I was like, nigga, what? You serious, dog? I didn't cut that minivan off. I didn't say that because he would have failed me instantly if I started, you know, saying, dude, what the hell? That's not true at all type of deal, because, I don't know, no one likes to be wrong. So we start going, you know, we're on the highway, I stop at a stop sign, wait for the setback, start driving, stop at some lights, wait for the setback, start going, heading right down the street. It was two-way, 2 lanes on each side as well. It was stoplights. And there's someone pulling out of like a gas station. I can't really remember what it was. They're kind of a cross-cut. They're blocking my entire lane. So I start slowing down. You know, I'm not just gonna slam on the brakes and jerk to a stop. So I know I've got like 100 feet. So I start like pushing down the brakes. So I'll slow down gradually instead of like, you know, because they do look for smooth braking and stuff like that. And so he takes that as I am not stopping at all, and that I am going to run the shit out of that car. So he's like, dude, you gotta stop. Dude, you gotta stop. And I was like, I'm stopping. And he was like, alright, dude, you really gotta stop. The entire time we were riding, he was like, dude, you really needed to stop there. I mean, I don't know what's wrong, dude, but like, that was really bad. I thought I was doing fine. But apparently Bobby had other ideas. So that was pretty much, those are the two major problems. The other one is we turned right off of the highway, and or not highway, off of the whatever street, and onto a back road type of thing. You know, we're driving through it, right? He's like, dude, you're gonna sideswipe those cars. I was like, no, I'm definitely not sideswiping those cars. I was completely sure. And the big thing is, that is what my mom used to tell me when we would drive. And what that did is, I don't like being told what to do when I'm driving, because I felt like, okay, so here's the big thing. If I'm doing lessons, like, you obviously have to, you're required to take lessons, and, you know, all of that stuff. But I had already known the rules of the road. I knew what I was doing, or at least I thought I did. And he obviously didn't think I knew what I was doing. The big deal was the fact that there weren't any lines on the road. There were not marked yellow lines like you would see on the road. I didn't know where the middle was, and I was a little worried. You know, you don't want to drive right down the middle of the road. And there were, as I said, there was construction going on, so there were traffic cones making a nice clear thing, and I was like, alright. He was scared that I was too far to the right, but if I went over to the left more, I would have ran right into the traffic cones, which would have also been a failure. So he, talked to me about that, said I was being a little shaky right now, and I was a little disappointed, to say the least. I thought I'd failed. He, says, alright, parallel park, blah blah blah. I parallel park perfectly, because that's what I've been practicing, because just regular street driving was never a problem for me, which is why that was weird. I felt like I should have done completely perfectly, that entire test I thought I would do perfectly, no problem, except for parallel park. But I know my parallel parking was flawless, not a problem. I know because the instructor, the guy that brought us down there, the owner of the driving school, said that, Nick, your parallel parking was beautiful. And then after that, I pull out all that stuff. We go do a 3-point turn, also perfect, and we, secure the vehicle flawlessly, blah blah blah. And then we drive back, everything goes pretty well, and we're in the parking lot. Now Bobby, the entire time, he calls me, obviously, Nick. He's not going to call me Doc, because my name is Nick. He goes, man, that was really shaky. I don't know. I was like, sorry, man, I'm nervous. I didn't sleep much last night, blah, blah, blah. He was like, dude, what do you think? I don't know. I mean, he was really, really worried that, I was so worried that I was going to fail, because there were a bunch of, all he was telling me was the bad stuff that I'd done. He didn't tell me, you did this wrong, but your parallel parking was absolutely flawless. Your 3-point turn was perfectly executed. All of your road driving, except for that little part in the parking lot, was bad. It was weird. He was talking to the instructor, the owner of the driving school. He was like, what's up, man? And I was like, dude, I was really nervous. I'm really, really sorry. And he was like, everything, the instructor was like, hey, man, I think he's ready. I think he was a little nervous, stuff like that. Because the things I did wrong were the two of them were minor things. Like, and even one of them wouldn't have even gotten me in trouble. So I passed either way, and I know that I passed because they do give you, or I was given a sheet of stuff they look for. My phone's going off. 1 second. I have to get across it. So yeah, you do get a sheet of, what they mark down for, all that stuff. And I didn't do anything wrong. Like, okay, so when I pulled out in front of the minivan, he could have considered that me not using a blinker, but I'm fairly certain I used my blinker there anyways. And then I guess when I didn't stop early enough for his taste in that lane, I mean, he couldn't have called that anything. That wasn't, I guess he thought I was going to hit it, but there was no way I was going to hit it. They said on a slippery day I would have hit it, but realistically on a slippery day I wouldn't have been slowing down so gradually. I would have started slowing down earlier. So he goes, man, I don't know, but I guess I'll just give it to you. And at that point I say yes. And on top of that, he did pass the girl that had hit the curb twice, which is an instant failure. So there was no way in my mind. In my mind, I did it flawlessly. In his mind, not so much. But seriously, I'm really happy I got my license. And shout out to Bobby for passing me, Spike. I don't know what I'm saying. His name's not actually Bobby, as I did say. It was also, his name was pretty standard though, so, like, not a big deal. Alright, thanks for watching, my name's Doc. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you.